Have a little training tip for you this morning that I thought you might enjoy seeing, and it makes training with a band even better. The reason being is we all come in different shapes and sizes, specifically heights. And sometimes a continuous 41-inch band doesn't automatically fit your body structure. And so a lot of times people will ask me, how do I get resistance through the full range of motion? Well, let me show you a little technique that I use that I think you might be able to incorporate, as long as you err on the side of caution when you go ahead and place the band in this position. Let me show you what I mean. You see me very often stand on the band, all right, and attach the band around my feet to do different drills with the band attached there. Now, one of the easiest ways to go ahead and shorten the band is to take it and just quickly loop it around one of your feet. So now you immediately go ahead and shorten the band by looping it around. Can you do it on the other foot? Absolutely, if you need to go ahead and make it shorter. Just understand that every time you shorten the band, your stretch tolerance decreases. Normal band has 1.5 yards to 2 yards of stretch tolerance. So obviously if I'm doing a high pull with this exercise, there's no way I'm going to overextend the band because I'm not going that far with it. But looping it around the foot immediately shortens the band. Now, what that allows you to do then is it allows you to do any kind of unilateral type exercise. So your overhead press, all right, is going to now have pressure through the full range of motion. All right, you step onto the band like I was originally doing it. Now your curl has a full range of motion. Now your overhead press has a full range of motion. All right. The neat thing is, if you attach it onto that foot, wrap it around one time. Now you just set your distances. So I'm going to grab the band so that I have equal tension on both sides. So now when I go ahead to push or to curl or to high pull, I'm automatically going to go ahead and be able to get resistance through the full range. I step out of it, and now I can go into tricep presses, single arm presses. All right. I can go ahead and step through it and go into incline presses. The point is, as long as it's attached onto my foot, I can move around by placing my foot onto it or not. Squatting, lunging. Matter of fact, I can even take it up over top and attach it onto my shoulder, and now I have what we call our half crossover setup. So I have range of motion, or resistance to the full range of motion, using the half crossover setup. Now here's the only drawback of this setup. You have to wrap it around your foot, which means that it's a little bit slower than just standing on the band. All right? So if you're going to switch and hook it onto the other foot, you're going to have to take a little bit extra time to wrap it around. But honestly, it takes literally seconds. So don't worry about it. That's not that big a drawback. Here's the other thing, though, you have to understand. If you're standing on the band, and you've seen me use this setup very often, is standing on the band. Now, with that said, you cannot drive your foot across the floor and grind the band into the floor. Your surface that you're standing on is very important. All right. The other thing is the types of shoes you wear. If you wear a shoe that has a very rigid side to it, a work shoe or something like that, you're probably going to damage the band. But if you go ahead and you're aware of where that foot is, that you're not driving it into the ground, that you're picking your foot up, and that you're not pushing the band into the ground, and the surface below you is soft enough, you're not going to damage the band by hooking it around your foot. That's the key. Now you got to promise me you'll do that. If you do, you're going to really like this quick connection of being able to wrap the band around your foot and being able to shorten up the band so you get resistance through the full range of motion. It's a really cool tip. Give it a shot, see what you think, and let me know.